Hi guys, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're all good. I hope you're having a great day, and a big thank you to everybody that's subscribed. So I'm going to be listening to a track by Genesis called Firth of Fifth. Now, back in probably around about 1980, 79 maybe, my brother had the album Seconds Out, and he often tried to lure me into listening to such tracks like Firth of Fifth, and I can't remember what the other tracks were on now. I know there's a few other tracks like Supper's Ready, and I was never really interested at that age to. It just kind of felt a bit kind of heavy for me to be wanting to listen to it. I was also getting more interested in the pop music that was around at the time, so it's something that I really didn't appreciate, and for sure I never even considered sitting around to listen to the Firth of Fifth, which I believe was on that Seconds Out album. So yeah, I've seen this track pop up a lot on the internet, on YouTube with other reactors, and I've always stopped short of having a listen because, but I have read comments and people say it's probably one of Genesis' greatest tracks that they've ever made. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it was never something I'd sit down and listen to with my brother. I remember listening to, I think it was I Know What I Like in Your Wardrobe, and that was from Seconds Out. And I've listened to little snippets of other songs, but definitely not listen to this one. Yeah, this is the Firth of Fifth from Genesis. It's taken from the album Selling England Like the Pound, Selling England by the Pound, which was from 1973. The group at this point in their history consisted of Mike Rutherford, Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, Steve Hackett and Tony Banks. And indeed this was written by Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks. So I'm assuming if it's steered by Tony Banks then, or Mike Rutherford, it's going to be quite instrumentally heavy. I'm just kind of guessing. As people are saying that this is a masterpiece, I'm guessing it's just not a vocal track, but there's a lot more to it. So without further ado, I'm going to dip in and have a listen to this. My gosh, it's 9 minutes 37 seconds long. So and I might be making notes along the way just to see if I can pick up any patterns of. I mean, I'm no musician, but I would like to kind of listen to, maybe see if there's anything going on that I need to maybe mention at the end. And who knows, from Genesis, I've listened to quite a few bit Genesis on my channel now, and it never ceases to amaze me or surprise me how good the tracks are. I think there was only one that I was disappointed with, which was the Brazilian. But yeah, so without further ado, this is Firth of Fifth by Genesis. Actually, the title of this, it sounds a lot like, trying to think, Firth of Fifth. I'm sure I've heard it mentioned that there's a Firth of Forth in Scotland, and that would be a river. So so maybe there's a hint in the title of what this song's about. And Genesis don't always sing about people. They kind of often, I have heard them sing about other stuff that isn't human, if you like. So anyway, I'm rabbiting long enough. I'm going to click play and let's get into this. I'm really excited. Wow, this is so cool.
path is clear, though no eyes can see the course laid down long before. And so with gods and men, the sheep remain inside their pen, though many times they've seen the way to leave. He rides majestic past homes of men who care not or gaze with joy to see reflected there the trees, the sky, the lily fair. The scene of death is lying just below. The mountain cuts off the town from view, like a cancer growth is removed by skill. Let it be revealed. A waterfall is madrigal, an inland sea is symphony. Na 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 na. Undying old songs urge the sailors on, till lured by the siren's cry.
Sorry, just got to pause it there. This is astonishing. This is absolutely astonishing. This song is just when that piano was building up, I could really just feel chills down my spine. Man, I've got to go back. I'm going to go back a minute or so because that was a hell of a trip. This is an absolutely astonishing song. It's really given me chills, and I've heard bits of his song. I realise I've heard bits of his song, but never like this. I'm usually, when I've heard I've heard songs by Genesis where I've had to go back and listen to the original, and I sometimes felt that maybe a live version has been better, but this is unbelievable. I'll tell you something, guys. This is man, I'm gonna have to download this afterwards. This is massive. It's got to be Steve Hackett, right? I'm not sure why that bit right at the end, I think it just made me feel like a little bit emotional right at the very end when the piano came back in. Emotionally, that really was a roller coaster. I could feel the euphoria halfway through with I think it was like little bridges that took us up and up and up. And just when you thought it was going to let a big, like a crescendo into maybe a verse or another bridge to another part of music, it just went a little bit higher. And there's not, I'll be honest with you, there's not many songs that can give me chills or make the hair stand up on my arms. I've been listening to music for a lot of years, and to listening to a piece of music that in isolation, like this, and to have it have an effect, you can. I mean, there's what you can say. I mean, not only is it astonishing, but I think it's a work of art. It's an absolute 100% golden work of art. It's a masterpiece. If ever you wanted to kind of create a piece of prog rock, or you wanted just to create a piece of music that combined the feel of like a classical and rock music, this would be it. And I'm actually, this is going to sound crazy, I'm actually sweating. It's not that warm. I'm actually sweating because of where this music's taken me. I mean, I listened to a lot of great music on my channel, but this is top one. This is the top. This is the best. I think this is probably the best track that I've listened to. I mean, I haven't even started talking about the lyrics or the music. I loved the way it came in with the piano to begin with. I was thinking, where is this going? Is it going to be a quiet track? Is it what's going to happen? And I was actually busy writing down just a couple of notes about the piano when all of a sudden, whack! I think Peter Gabriel came straight in with that powerful explosion of lyric and yeah. Then I thought that's how it was going to go. I didn't expect it to then go quiet again. I mean, I should have known better. This is a Genesis song. I didn't expect it to go quiet, and I didn't expect the flute bit either. That kind of, it felt almost like folk-like with the flute. And I'm assuming that it's either, I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to imagine who would be playing that flute bit, and I can only think that would be Peter Gabriel maybe. It just seems like a kind of thing he'd do. The interesting thing as well about this song was that even at the height of that euphoric mixture of guitars and keyboards, there's actually I think that was like a reprise of the very beginning bit of music, and I don't know whether that was repeated in other forms throughout the song, but it was fantastic that they kind of kept that theme right at the beginning as a gentle trickle, and then it's like this huge waterfall, but it's essentially, I suppose, if it was a river, which I think this is about, then the trickle of water is exactly the same as the giant crescendo waterfall. It all comes from, it's all one of the same thing, and I love that they kept that theme all the way throughout. That was really incredible, and also at the end, it kind of trickled away again. So you followed this mighty river on its full journey, right to the very end, where it's just like a little trickle through some rocks into like a spring or something. Unbelievable, unbelievable that this was 73, 83, 93, 2003, 2015. So it's about 49 years ago this came out. It's just a piece of absolute genius. I'm assuming it's Steve Hackett as well, with that long guitar solo. Just past, I think it's probably just past the halfway point when we kind of came down from that magnificent crescendo of keys and guitars, and we went into this long. It was like haunting, but a really powerful piece of guitar, and I thought to myself, that is Steve Hackett. Has to be Steve Hackett. At first, it felt very Santana-ish, but then it became like a driving force again, and it did feel very Genesis then. If that makes any sense, it was a really powerful bit, and it kept rising as well. Then it came down a bit, and it rose even higher. Again, a sort of reprise of what we had in the middle with the keys after the quiet bit and when the piano built up. So yeah, this was a absolute masterpiece, written by Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks. Yeah, and just one incredible lineup as well. You know, he's two incredible guitarists, Rutherford and Hackett. The majestic qualities that Tony Banks brings to the keyboards as well, to drive so many different moods through this song. And I loved, I made notice actually that there was a real heavy weight to the drums when Peter Gabriel came in. There's real heavy weight to drums, as if, you know, again, this kind of maybe reflected the idea of something that's like a small stream breaking into this deep, heavy river. And there's a real kind of gravity to Phil's drum playing in that. And then Peter Gabriel, of course, his voice came in really, really strong, and then it had a really soft period where I can't remember exactly what it said. I think it's I've got the lyrics up in front of me. It says a waterfall. His madrigal. I'm not really sure what madrigal is, but that's when he went really, really soft. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into the lyrics actually, and just kind of confirm that this was about a river. It felt like it was definitely about a river. I got the impression because it was taking us on a journey. So lyrics begin. The path is clear, through no eyes can see. The course laid down long before. So if we're talking about a river, then there's like it's a personification of a river that the path is clear, through no eyes can see. So the river doesn't need any eyes. Its course is laid down. It knows exactly where it's running, and it's been there long before anyone else. And so with gods and men, the sheep remain inside their pen. So we're kind of contrasting the river with its freedom to just forge its way through the landscape, and we're contrasting that with the constraints, the rules, the laws that people have, human beings, and that we are constrained by those laws. But you know, even though we've got the freedom to do what we want, we, like the river does, we never take the opportunity to free ourselves. So it's kind of got double meaning. It's about people freeing themselves, seeing the light and freeing themselves to think, I guess, for themselves and being their own master. But then at the same time, choosing not to do that, choosing others to lead them. Whereas the river, it's made its own course, and there is nothing that can rule that river or change its course. It's the unstoppable flow of the river, and I love that contrast there. He rides majestic past homes of men who care not all gaze with joy to see reflected there the trees, the sky, the lily fair, the scene of death is lying just below. So yeah, I mean, it's, we take nature for granted, I guess, but these things, they're there every day. I mean, even, canals, rivers, streams, until we actually stop and take time to actually appreciate it or admire it, it does kind of like become just this thing in the background. And the scene of death is just below. So I'm guessing rivers are long established. I've seen wars, I've seen battles, I've seen everything. If indeed they were like a sentient being, they were seeing everything around them as it evolved and died and decayed and fell into the river, perished in the river even. The mountain cuts off the town from view like a cancer growth is removed by skill, let it be revealed. So even a mountain, even the rocks are hewn away by the power of water, and of course, like the towns are built around the water as well. So yeah, that's really really cool imagery there. A waterfall, his madrigal. Not really sure what his madrigal is. Sounds like an old expression for something. An inland sea, his symphony. Undinal songs. I'm not even sure what that means either. Urge the sailors on. So I'm guessing that's kind of a song that urges the sailors on till lured by the siren's cry. And then we went into the this amazing instrumental section where we had these incredible bridges that took us up and up and up, and then we came back down, and then Steve Hackett, I think, took over maybe with that long guitar intro, that long guitar break that seemed to it started off quite gently, and then it came to a giant crescendo again. It came down, then came back up, and then as we came back into the lyrics, now as the river dissolves in sea, so Neptune has claimed another soul, and so with gods and men, the sheep remain inside their pen until the shepherd leads his flock away. The sands of time were eroded by the river of constant change. I mean, the thing about this song, even though the music is the music is masterpiece, even though it's so rich and varied, we've then got the story, which is also very rich, very grand. It's majestic. It's hard. It's so big. It's hard to fathom. And we've got these two powerhouses of the lyrics and the music together. And this is why this is actually, I mean, it's my opinion, this is a masterpiece in my opinion, because of the way these two things are weighted against each other. And then you've got the incredible musicianship of Steve Hackett, Phil Collins, the lyrics with Peter Gabriel, the guitar of Mick Rutherford, and the piano, the keys, all of this stuff goes together. It's just one of the most perfect tracks I've probably ever heard, and I'm going to have to listen to this about 3 or 4 times, I think, before today. Not I am waiting until tomorrow. I'm going to be listening to this again as soon as I finish doing a few more reactions, and then I'm going to download it, and I'm going to listen to this on my way into work as well. I want to try and understand what it was that gave me the chills like it did. I'm not usually that emotional during songs, so forgive me if I was absorbed with it and I didn't look like it was affecting me, but it kind of caught up with me towards the end. I think if it had gone any further, I would have maybe shed a tear or something. And it takes a lot for music to do that to me. Guys, yeah, that's all I've got to say on this, and I'm really glad I've gotten around to listening to this, and I'm going to let the dust settle on this one a little bit, And do you know what? This is such a great track. I'm going to listen to it a few more times, and I'm going to probably check out other people's reactions to it as well, because I'm a really big fan of people listening to music. As anyone who can listen to my channel knows, there's some great reactors out there, and I really just want to kind of get into maybe hearing what their take is on it. But for me, it was incredible, really, really incredible song. And although my voice is breaking up now because I've still got this the tail end of a flu bug, I've just getting over having a crackling chest, but I haven't really kind of got used to still the bit of coughing I've got left. So with that, I'm gonna stop this one right here. And if you've got any thoughts or feelings about this song, please join us in the comments below, because I just want to know what your I don't know. I just want to know what your take is on this. And this, I reacted to another one off his album. I think I've probably reacted to a couple now in different forms of his album, but the one I reacted to was a long, long time ago, and it was called After the Ordeal. I'm now tempted to maybe go a little bit more in depth with this album and check out some of the other tracks on it. So yeah, till next time, take care of yourselves, and have a super, super, super day and a wonderful week.